What's going on, football fans? It is Friday, November 10th. I'm Kevin Carroll. He's Joe Soprano. That's Snoopy on the window behind me. And we are all coming to you live from TLSportsBetting.com, your one-stop shop for everything you're going to need for a successful football weekend. Picks, predictions, insights, analysis, the whole 9 yards. And we've got we had a great weekend of viewing football last week. I don't know how you did with your picks, but the watching of the football was pretty fun.
There were a lot of good games. There are a couple of games that didn't go my way, but I'm just, everybody has an 0-2 week once in a while. I've had a couple in a row, but we're going to rectify that this week.
Listen, that was me to start this whole thing. I was putting together some bad weeks, week after week. You just got to find the light, man. You just got to find the light. I think we're going to find the light this week. What do you say? Let's get into some college picks.
Well, I was going to go and had a great pick for the Michigan-Penn State game. But then our good friend Bill O'Boyle comes into the office one day and he tells me Penn State's going to pull off the upset. Right then and there, I know Penn State doesn't have a chance because Bill O'Boyle is never right about anything.
Remind the folks at home what Bill's thoughts were on the Penn State-Ohio State game.
Wasn't going to be competitive. Penn State was going to win going away. The Yankees were going to make the World Series this year. The Giants were going to be in the Super Bowl last year. If Bill O'Boyle tells you that Lucy is going to pull the football away from Charlie Brown before he kicks it, you bet on her holding that ball in place and letting Charlie Brown kick it, because that's what will happen.
I like that. We got the Peanuts theme on the windows. That's called I don't know what that's called, but it's
synergy.
Synergy. I think that is right. All right, why don't you start us off?
All right, I got a pick though. Staying in the Big Ten, even though I'm not doing Penn State, Michigan. I like Indiana, Illinois. Indiana traveling to Illinois. Indiana's played very well the last 2 weeks. They were right into that Penn State game, right into the final plays. Nearly came away with a big upset win there. Getting 6.5 points at Illinois. I'm not sold on Illinois. I saw Penn State handle Illinois very easily earlier in the year. I think Indiana wins this game outright, but certainly if they're going to win outright, they're going to cover getting 6.5. I think that's a solid play right there. Take Indiana, take the points, and laugh all the way to the bank with the Hoosiers.
Yeah, I like that one as well. And I'm also gonna stick in the Big Ten. If you know anything about college football this year, if you've been following college football, Iowa has a problem. They can't score. And if you've been watching the totals for these games over the last couple of weeks, you've seen them go down. They started, a couple of their early games were in the high 30s, maybe even the low 40s. They've gone down. And that brings us to this Saturday. Iowa, Rutgers, it's at Iowa. The total is 28. 27.5 at some books. If you can find that, great. I've been ignoring these games. Every time I see that number, I think I got to take the over. But I pull away because I know Iowa's going to let me down. I'm done with that. I am riding on the over 28 points here, Iowa Rutgers. I don't really have concrete reasonings. Usually I have some notes written down here, some stats, some statistics, that sort of thing. I've got it written down here. How could I not with 3 question marks? How could I not with 3 question marks? Because how could I not? How could I not? It feels like a higher power is telling me that I got to take the over on this game. And I was also thinking about this. If the over does come in, whatever play pushes that total over is going to be the ESPY's sports moment of the year, whatever the ESPYs are. I don't know what the ESPYs are, but that's going to be my nomination. I think that you need 2 touchdowns from each team to get 28 points.
I'll point out that last week, Northwestern Iowa, 17 points scored.
And I'll point out too, Iowa games have not gone over 28 points in 3 weeks. Eventually they have to score. They have to score. They're still in the race for the Big Ten West. They have to do something. And I think this is the week. I think Rutgers could play a little bit of offense. I think Rutgers has had a bit of an up and down season, but they played pretty well against Ohio State. They hung with them for a while. They brought Ohio State down into the mud with them. I think they'll have a bit more success this week. And 28 points, how could I not? Question mark.
Well, good luck to you with that.
I hope the banging on the table doesn't sound bad when the video goes live, but whatever. Go ahead, NFL. We're going to the NFL.
Going to the NFL. I'm staying now. The Eagles have been putting the screws to me week after week after week. I tell you to take the Eagles and they lose. I tell you to bet against the Eagles and they win and cover. So you know what? I'm done with the Eagles. They're dead to me, as a famous person on Shark Tank says from time to time. I should be Mr. Wonderful, by the way, not him. First of all, I have more hair than he does. But we'll let that go for now. Staying in the state of Pennsylvania, though, I like the Pittsburgh Steelers laying 3.5 points against the Green Bay Packers. Packers have been all over the place this year. Every once in a while, they put a solid game together. But basically, they've been a bad football team. And they've been a bad football team because they aren't getting solid play from their quarterback position. This number one pick from 3 years ago that was going to be their next Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, doesn't seem to be working out, to the point where fans in Green Bay are screaming for him to put Sean Clifford in the game now as starting quarterback. So I think Pittsburgh's been playing well lately. I think they cover the 3.5, especially at home. They've got a good defense. I think their offense will do enough to beat a bad Green Bay Packers team. And I'm sticking to it.
I'm looking at Minnesota this week. The Vikings are 3-point underdogs at home. They welcome the New Orleans Saints to town. The game's at 1 p.m. on Fox. The Vikings have won 4 in a row. They've covered 4 in a row. Obviously, the big story now is Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles, and they traded for Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs comes in last week. Doesn't know his players' names, but he knows enough to beat the Falcons. It's a good story. I think it kind of overshadows the fact that Dobbs was in just an awful situation in Arizona, but he was playing pretty well. The reason they were kind of so plucky and kind of they had some fight, they beat the Cowboys, and I think he was a big crucial part of why they were able to kind of hang with some teams that they had no business hanging with early in the season. Now he's in a much better spot. He's got better receivers. He's got a better run game. You know, Connor got hurt in Arizona. He's got Alexander Madison here. I think he's in a much better spot. I don't think they lose. He's not as good as Kirk Cousins. I wouldn't say that. No way. But I don't think they lose quite as much as people might think with him under center as opposed to Kirk. This pick is honestly more though about the Saints and how they're 5-4. But they've played the easiest schedule in the league. Their first 9 opponents are a combined 28-47. That's the worst combined record of any team's opponents in the league. And the quarterbacks the Saints have faced, because the Saints defense has been really good, right? The quarterbacks the Saints have faced include Ryan Tannehill, Bryce Young, Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, Mac Jones, C.J. Stroud. He's pretty good. They lost. Trevor Lawrence. He's pretty good. They lost. Gardner Minshew and Tyson Bagent from the Bears. That's the list of quarterbacks the Saints have faced. You can make a case that Dobbs is like the third best quarterback on that list, third or fourth. And I think that they're going to be exposed this week as a team that maybe isn't as good as their record indicates or their defensive statistics indicate. I think they're going to have trouble guarding. You know, the Vikings still don't have Justin Jefferson back, but they do have Addison. They do have T.J. Hawkinson. They do have some weapons. And I think Dobbs with a week of familiarity and getting to know some of these guys, I think he's going to develop some good chemistry with these guys. I think he's going to play smart football. I don't think he's going to turn the ball over. And I think the Vikings probably win this game outright. I think they win their 5th game in a row. So if you want to take the money line, by all means. I am a coward, so I'm gonna grab those 3 points and ride them just in case the Saints pull out something close. But I do think the Vikings cover here, and I think they probably win the game as well.
You're probably right, because I told you I was looking at that game earlier and I liked the Vikings.
Yeah, we didn't want to cross our wires. Very fair.
We wanted to give you a complete menu of games to pick from, and if you really just want to have some fun, you could always just bet against Pat Narduzzi. Playing Syracuse this week, it's a bad Syracuse team. I hate to say it, Pitt's probably going to win that game, but, you know, it's Pat Narduzzi. He'll find a way to screw it up. Show some faith. The dumbest man in college football.
Man, he'll find a way, folks. He will find a way. Again, tlsportsbetting.com. If you go there, and maybe you missed your paper this morning and you didn't see my column with 2 additional picks, 1 college, 1 NFL. So if you go to tlsportsbetting.com, you can find it there. Get a few more picks, a little bit more bang for your buck. And as always, if you're looking to see what Penn State's up to this weekend, you're going to see the Steelers or the Eagles. Notre Dame's off this week, but if you want to look ahead to next week, tlsportsbetting.com is everything you need for everything that you want for a successful, fun, safe college football, pro football weekend. So head on over there the minute you click out of this video. Please, please, please. It's the holiday season and we need to feed our families.
Yes, we do.
And that's all for us now. Anything you wanted to say?
Well, I don't really want to feed my family. I want a new Xbox. So please go and help me out.
I could really use a new Xbox, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I want to play that new NCAA college game when it comes out next year.
Oh my God, I can't wait. They just announced the new Grand Theft Auto too. I know. That's crazy. All right, folks. I think that's all. I think we're good. I think that's all we have for you. Again, tlsportsbetting.com, everything you need to get ready for the weekend. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy your weekend. And happy Veterans Day. I know it's tomorrow, but happy Veterans Day to all of those in our area who have served.
And thank you for your service.